Congratulations, happy raise. Keep it going for Michael Ayers. Michael Ayers, everybody. Good evening. How do you follow that? So young and so talented, little shit. And bilingual too. And I'm also a lazy bastard. I haven't really got much material tonight, so I'm going to nick everyone else's. Starting with yours about the cheese. Actually, I'm half Irish, so I'll be expecting a half a packet of cheese. I know you don't believe I am, but I've got the passport to prove it. Apparently my grandfather said to my grandmother, "Have you got any Irish in you?" You heard this one? Yeah. Yeah, okay. Anyway, good evening.
Hello.
Can you say good evening?
Good evening.
Are you British?
Good evening.
Yeah, I just love the way people. I'll just turn my vibrator on. Hang on. It's just a technical thing. I like the way people over here say good evening because, as you can tell, I come from elsewhere, and but we're always fascinated about how people talk, and sort of things they say. And also the things they forget to say, like I have at the moment. But and we're fascinated by things in London, like, for example, the tube. I guess all you people are pretty cool about the tube, but people like me, where we haven't got a tube, we're just fascinated by it. And I use it for stand-up. It's great for picking up all sorts of material to use in your set. For example, I picked this up tonight on the Northern Line. I picked this up too. That's blue material, so I'm using it tonight. That's dead material. Hang on. So yeah, I'll check that out later on. Yes, I know. I've been accused of telling dad jokes in the past, but you wouldn't believe, would you? This is, oh, will this be useful? That's a material witness. Where was I going to go after that? Travelling on a tube. Yeah, I think it's cool, but I have felt myself over the last few years becoming more and more paranoid. I don't know about you, but since the attacks on the tube on me 5 years ago. And I always travel on the Northern Line. Anyone on the Northern Line here? Yeah. Get in there. Don't they say that? Get in there? Yeah, I like that. And of course, what was the only line that didn't work on the day those silly buggers were trying to blow London up? It was the Northern Line. I thought that was really cool, the Northern Line. I'm saying just to sort of gather my thought. Yes, paranoid. I'm getting paranoid. I don't know if you've ever had this, but you're sitting on the tube minding your own business, and a guy sits opposite you who looks a little bit like possibly a radicalised Muslim tourist, or if you're a Met police officer, a Brazilian electrician. And you're sitting there wondering, will he or won't he, and has he got a rucksack? Yes, he has. You think, is there something I should do about this? And frequently, well, not too frequently, but enough to make it look weird, I actually get out of the carriage and walk down the platform and get into another one. Does anyone here do that? Right. Well, I think it's good to be safe, except the odd time I've got out of the carriage and walked down the platform very sort of nonchalantly and got back in the door only to find him in the same carriage. And I'm the suspicious bugger that everyone's looking at now. The other thing that I've taken to doing lately, and I'm sure some of you must do this, is you're standing waiting for the train to come, and you hear about all these one-under and people pushing people over onto the tracks, and you think, I wonder if it's going to be me. And just as the train's coming in, I sort of turn around like this. Does anyone do that? Yeah, one does. We're both paranoid together. Usually it's an absolutely drop-dead gorgeous woman who thinks you're a pervert. Or it's a guy who's who looks like he might be going to rob you, and now of course you've upset him because he knows that you're thinking, are you going to rob me? So completely paranoid. I long for the quiet life. I was described recently as a middle-aged New Zealander, which pissed me off a bit. I didn't realise you could tell someone's age from their accent. But I do long for the quiet life. Back in New Zealand, for example, no tubes, only one road, north to south. Any New Zealanders here? No. Hey! Hurrah! It's great when the whole country turns out to see you. You'll know there's only one road, but to be fair, off that road come little wee grassy tracks which are used for grazing animals and people looking for illicit sexual activity, which in New Zealand often amounts to the same thing. Anyway, I've been Michael Ayers. Good night.
Michael Ayers, everybody, Michael Ayers! Just because you're paranoid, Michael, does not mean they're not out to get you. It's true, it's true. And oh God, the whole one under thing always worries me. When you're on the tube.